Good morning. It is Tuesday, February 25th. Here is what we're working on this morning. The OPP are warning people that with the warmer temperatures means there will be unsafe ice on lakes and ponds.
People have started moving into tiny outdoor shelters near Hamilton's waterfront.
And Universal Language wins Best Canadian Film at this year's Toronto Film Critics Association Awards. Good morning.
Yeah.
It is 6 a.m. bright and early on, well, I guess not bright yet, dark and early on a Tuesday morning.
That's kind of how we live our lives, dark and early.
We like the dark. Speaking of dark, Steve Ruddick is here. Brian Wood is off this morning, so Steve Ruddick joins us. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning. Glad to be here. And if you're heading out this morning, you'll notice when you go outside, it's not freezing cold. That's kind of nice because most of us stayed above the freezing mark last night, which is all right indeed. As far as the roads are concerned, we're looking in pretty good shape. It's been a good start to the day so far. Let's hope it stays that way. All right, let's check down towards Niagara first of all, give you an idea what's going on. Checking our Glendale camera, we do see here traffic is fairly light, although starting to build up, coming in closer to the border. QEW Ontario Street, seeing no major problems. Burlington Skyway Bridge from the Hamilton side, both ways looking good right now. By Guelph Lime, we're seeing things fairly busy heading into the Oakville area, Mississauga into Toronto. By the Ford plant, also fairly busy no matter which way you're going. 403 west of King Road, traffic's moving along in good shape. The roads are damp for the most part, as we still see in the overnight period. A lot of melting snow, so you'll really notice some areas have really gone down quite a bit. 401 west of the 400, looking in pretty good shape. Up by 401 in Bayview, traffic's moving along in good shape. Just back to Pearson now. A quick look at things, and we're looking in pretty good shape. So a couple minutes past 6 on your Tuesday, we're looking in pretty good shape on the roads as far as weather's concerned. Another day of warm stuff. We'll tell you about that in a few minutes.
Thank you very much, Steve. The warm weather this week has been a welcome relief from the cold, snowy weather, but it also means unsafe ice on lakes and ponds. Simone Gavros joins us at Bayfront Park with information that you need to know. Simone?
Hi, Adam. Well, yes, OPP are reminding people that no ice is safe ice, and that's been their consistent messaging always. Now, I'm here at Bayfront, and you can just see here that there is still ice over here on the shore, but a lot of it over to where I'm standing is still very wet. There's a lot of pooling out here in this area because this ice is continuing to melt because of all these warm conditions that we've been seeing. So right now, OPP, that messaging right now is to stay off the ice because of how unsafe it can be. Now, of course, in the winter time, skating is definitely a popular activity that a lot of people want to do. Coots Paradise is one area that many people go to, and the latest ice condition report from February 14th says that ice is not suitable for skating there. Now, the Hamilton Conservation Authority says that safe ice thickness is 6 inches for walking or skating in pairs and 8 inches for skating in groups. The color of the ice is also an indication of its strength. Clear blue ice is the strongest, while gray ice is not safe. Now, in the event that someone does fall through the ice, OPP say that self-rescue is critical and every second counts. Police shared this messaging on social media last night.
Always go back to where the ice was stronger. Go back to where you came from, roll through the thin ice onto thicker ice, and then get to a hard surface and back to dry land.
Now, coming up this morning, we're going to be speaking with Hamilton Police for more about ice safety here in our community. But for now, Annette, back over to you.
Thanks very much. Well, still with the winter weather, people have started to move into tiny outdoor shelters near Hamilton's waterfront. Good Shepherd, which is operating the site for the city, is facilitating the phased move-in process on the Barton-Tiffany lands. The city of Hamilton says people will be welcomed in gradually. CHCH News has asked the city just how many people have moved in so far, but we haven't heard back just yet. The community of 40 micro-shelters is meant to temporarily house up to 80 people who are currently living in encampments.
A Hamilton councillor is asking the city for a potential tax break for residents and a temporary shutdown of a landfill in Stony Creek. As residents continue to report an unbearable odor, Ward 9 Councillor Brad Clark has issued 2 motions to address the ongoing issue, which will be voted on at this week's General Issues Committee. Clark says he's received numerous complaints from residents near the Green Mountain Road West landfill since 2023.
It's unbelievable that residents in Ward 9 have been held hostage by this landfill's odors. And it's equally unbelievable that the province of Ontario, the ministry, they've abdicated their authority, their responsibility and obligation. So if they're not going to pick up the ball, we will.
Back in 2023, the Ministry of Environment, Conservation and Parks assessed the air near the Green for Life Stony Creek Regional Facility. Testing revealed that hydrogen sulfide, a gas which produces a rotten egg smell, is the most likely source of the bad odor, coming from a leachate pond in the facility.
Hamilton police are looking for 5 people after a shooting in central Hamilton. Sunday night, a shot was fired in the hallway of this apartment building on Sanford Avenue North between Cannon and Barton Streets. A bullet ended up in the living room wall of an apartment. There were people in that unit, but no one was hit. Hamilton police tell CHCH News that there had been a disturbance in the hall involving 4 males and a woman. They haven't released descriptions of who they are looking for.
New photos have been released in the search for a missing Niagara woman. 29-year-old Brittany Sheldrick Klein was last seen in Milton on December 31st. Halton Regional Police have released 2 photos showing the clothing she was last seen wearing: an orange jacket, green top, and dark pants. Brittany is white, about 5'6", with an average build, brown hair, and blue eyes. Niagara police are dealing with a spike in overnight thefts and damage in rural areas. They've been reported in
Grimsby, West Lincoln, Pelham, Waynfleet, and Niagara-on-the-Lake. Most of these thefts take place between 1 and 4 in the morning. Police say the suspects appear to be targeting neighborhoods, and they're checking if vehicle doors have been left unlocked. Well, Ontario's main political party leaders are going to hit the campaign trail hard today with a number of stops before Thursday's snap election. PC leader Doug Ford is making several campaign stops in the Ottawa area before he meets with union members in Mississauga. Liberal leader Bonnie Crombie is in Toronto with a few stops over the course of the day. NDP leader Marit Stiles will start her day in London, and she heads to Waterloo and Cambridge before wrapping up with a rally in East Toronto. Green Party leader Mike Schreiner is sticking around cottage country for another day with events in Huntsville, and then he has a virtual town hall tonight. Now, Elections Ontario has released the advance voter turnout numbers, and it says more than 687,000 people cast their ballots over the 3 days of advance polling. That represents just over 6% of eligible voters. During the last election in 2022, more than 1 million people cast a ballot over 10 days. And in 2018's provincial election, just under 700,000 people cast a ballot over 5 days of advance polling. The ridings of Burlington, Hamilton West, Ancaster, Dundas, and Niagara West saw some of the highest voter turnout with more than 8%. Brant was on the lower side with about 4.6%. And on election night, that's Thursday night, we're going to have special provincial election coverage starting at 9 o'clock. Your Home, Your Vote, a CHCH special, will have all the election results, live reports from across our region, and a team of experts with unique perspectives. Connect with CHCH News for all of your election coverage.
Let's take a look at sports now. And despite there being what seemed like 100 games in the NHL on Saturday and Sunday night, there were only 2 last night. But I've got both of them for you. Take a look. The first one, my boyhead team, the Winnipeg Jets. Well, not these Jets, but the original Jets that moved to Phoenix and are now in Utah. Yeah, try to keep up. The Sharks attack first on a 4-on-3. Super rookie Macklin Celebrini finds William Eklund, who blasts home the one-timer past Connor Hellebuyck. 1-0 San Jose. These Jets are actually the former Atlanta Thrashers and still trailing 1-0 with less than 30 seconds left in the game. But Josh Morrissey blasts a seeing eye shot that snuck through Vanacek. This one needed extras. And in overtime, Nick Ehlers fires from the slot It is stopped by Mark Scheifele, who cleans up the garbage in front, giving the Jets their 10th straight win. And with that goal, Mark Scheifele now becomes the Jets franchise goal leader, passing Ilya Kovalchuk. Fun fact, Shane Doan is the original Jets franchise leader in goals and points, and he only played one season in Winnipeg. Kings hosting the Vegas Golden Knights in La La Land, and they get on the board first. Former Leaf Trevor Moore with the deflection in front, 1-0 Kings. Jump to the second. Vegas puts all their chips in to tie this one up. Braden McNabb with a wrister from the slot. It gets through a crowd in front. This one is all knotted up. Now, late in the frame, their gamble paid off. Noah Hannafin with a blast from the point. Mark Stone gets his stick on it front and taps it home. 2-1 Vegas. All right, let's double Dutch skip to the third, where Trevor Moore buries his second of the game before the ice even had time to dry. All right, then check out this beauty by Warren Foegele. He is set up in front by Quentin Byfield, and Foegele undresses Ilya Samsonov. The Kings would add 2 more in the third to take this one 5-2. It is a busy night in the NHL with 12 games on tap, including 4 Canadian squads in action. The Maple Leafs will be in Beantown to take on the Bruins. The Leafs have won 4 of 5 and sit on top of the Atlantic Division. Boston is 6th after dropping 3 straight. Puck drop for this one is at 7. All right, the Flames are in Washington to take on the red-hot Capitals. The Great 8 is now just 13 goals away from beating Wayne Gretzky's all-time goal-scoring record. Puck drop for this one, 7 o'clock. At 7:30, the struggling Oilers will be in Tampa to take on the Lightning. The Oilers have allowed 13 goals in the past 2 games after the Four Nations face-off. The Habs are the last Canadian team in action. They're hosting the Hurricanes at 7. Carolina has lost 4 of 5, while the Habs not doing much better, dropping 3 of 5. Brantford hockey fans will have to wait until Friday to catch their team in action. Nick Lardis and the Bulldogs are sitting well on top of the Eastern Conference, 5 points up on the Barrie Colts. They host the Oshawa Generals at the Brantford Civic Center at 7 on Friday. And here's a peek at the OHL scoring leaders. Nick Lardis is leading the way with 63 goals, but Michael Misa is running away with the overall scoring race with 113 points. Bulldog center Patrick Thomas is sitting 5th overall with 92 points in 58 games.
All right, let's check your traffic right now and see what's going on the road. 612 on Tuesday. Roads will be damp for sure, just because of the melting snow. We're going to get some rain possibly this afternoon too, about 40% chance of that. So the roads will be damp, but in general terms, we're looking in pretty good shape. And on the roads, things are going pretty good. Let's go down to Niagara first of all, and we'll check by the Garden City Skyway looking eastbound. And again, traffic's fairly light as we speak. Up by Ontario Street, much the same. But again, we do see noticeably lesser amounts of snow out there. QEW Skyway, Burlington side of things, and again heading into from Stony Creek into the Burlington area on the right side, a little bit busier than you would think. QEW east of Guelph Line, and again traffic has been busy there for the last 10 minutes or so. Much the same up by the Ford plant, but traffic is moving along okay. Whether or not likely to be a big factor today, 403 west of King Road, seeing no problems. Up by Pearson Airport, seeing no problems. And as we just come up here, 401 west of the 400, traffic is starting to build, but looking in pretty good shape. As far as the weather's concerned, well, if you liked yesterday, where we did get well above seasonal temperature-wise, we are going to continue that. Why is that? Well, the polar jet stream, which had been sort of below the Great Lakes for the last couple of weeks, have moved up. Also, the subtropical jet stream has moved up a little bit, so that means that, for example, Hamilton could get up to 7 degrees yesterday, which is 7 degrees above seasonal. That will probably happen again today, or very, very close to it, even though we could get some rain off and on for today. So again, a little system skirting by us here, which could bring us some showers. Again, about a 40% chance of that. As we look into tonight, should be fairly calm, but as we get into the next couple of days, Wednesday, Thursday, temperatures are going to slowly slide back to seasonal and even below seasonal into the weekend. So we could get a mix the next couple of days of some rain, maybe some flurries. freeze, that kind of a thing. So it's going to be a little on the messy side. Here's another way to look at it. Warm air coming up ahead of the system right now, which is going to give us another great day temperature-wise today. But as we get into the next couple of days, the temperature slowly slides down. More and more the blue arrows come into play as opposed to the red ones, so temperatures sliding down there. And again, Wednesday, Thursday, this mixing of rain and or flurries will be with us off and on for the next couple of days, and then we're going to get back into more seasonal temperatures out there. As we look ahead, the temperatures right now outside in around the 2 and 3 degree range. Hasn't changed much in the last few minutes. Your almanac for today, sun will be up at 7:02 a.m. down at 6:04 p.m. Normal temperatures in around the freezing mark today. High of 7 expected with some mild conditions. A little bit of sun and some rain possible in the afternoon. 20 kilometer-an-hour winds. And tonight we're looking for some partly clear skies. A wind chill factor of -8, but the actual temperature at -5. And again, temperature sliding just a little bit, but another nice day ahead of us temperature-wise. That's a look at things for now.
Thank you, Steve.
That sounds nice. A nice day, warmer weather almost. All right,
Go for a walk today, I think.
Coming up after the break, U.S. President Donald Trump says sweeping tariffs on imports from Canada and Mexico will go forward. We'll share those details in 2 minutes. Welcome back to Morning Live. Taking a look at the market numbers now. The Canadian dollar is down this morning following Trump's latest announcement on moving forward with tariffs on our country. We'll have more on that in just a moment. Our dollar is trading just above 70 cents U.S. Gold is down $7.60 an ounce, while crude is up 12 cents, trading just under $71 a barrel. In midday European trading, markets are up in London, Frankfurt, and Paris.
In Asia, the markets were down today across the board with triple-digit losses in Tokyo and Hong Kong. Canada's main stock index edged just 4 points higher, with gains in the telecom sector helping to offset some losses in energy and industrials. U.S. stock markets were mixed. The Dow was up 33 points and the Nasdaq dropped more than 200.
U.S. President Donald Trump says he's moving forward with tariffs on most imports from Canada next week.
We're on time with the tariffs, and it seems like that's moving along very rapidly. We've been mistreated very badly by many countries, not just Canada and Mexico.
Trump promised 25% tariffs on all Canadian goods and 10% on Canadian energy, but delayed them until March 4th after Canada agreed to secure the U.S. border. He also plans 25% tariffs on Canadian steel, aluminum, and vehicles starting March 12th. Trump said the tariffs will be stacked. In response to Trump's initial broad 25% tariff plan, Canada announced reciprocal tariffs against $155 billion of American goods. Among items that will be affected by Canada's retaliatory package includes American beer, wine, bourbon, household goods, and clothing.
The financial divide in this country is growing, with some Canadians benefiting from lower interest rates while others are struggling with rising debt. So the latest report from Equifax shows late or missed mortgage payments in Ontario are up over 50% from pre-pandemic levels. Mortgage renewals coming due in the next few months with higher payments won't help. Total consumer debt has reached more than $2.5 trillion in Canada. Non-bank auto loans are a big factor in the rise, up nearly 12% from last year.
The online marketplace Temu says it is ready to allow Canadian businesses to sell their goods through their platform using a special program. Now, sales would only be for Canadian consumers, and only businesses registered in Canada with a local inventory fulfillment capabilities would be allowed to partner with Temu. The company's expansion comes as shoppers are focusing on Canadian-made brands, as the U.S. tariff threats are now just weeks away from happening.
Egg shortages in the United States have forced businesses to look elsewhere for their supply. The American Farm Bureau Federation says Turkey, the only country the United States can import eggs from, is set to send 420 million eggs to the United States this year. U.S. experts warn the increase in egg imports won't make much of a dent in a shortage caused by the avian flu. It has killed more than 140 million egg-laying birds in the states since 2022. 17 million birds died or were culled just in November and December of last year. At the same time, the U.S. Agriculture Department is also quickly trying to rehire several essential workers who were fired as part of Donald Trump's broad efficiency cuts.
All right, taking a break now. Steve Ruddick will be back with traffic and a look at your 7-day forecast. Stay tuned.
It is 6:24 on your Tuesday. Thanks for spending part of your morning with us here on Morning Live with CHCH. Just checking the highways now. Fairly busy out there, but and again, they're damp for the most part because overnight we did see temperatures most areas staying above the freezing mark, so there's been a lot of melting. So the roads are fairly damp right now, but traffic's moving along in pretty good shape. QEW Skyway here from the Burlington side of things, of course, heading into the Burlington area from Stony Creek's fairly busy. Down towards Niagara, it's fairly calm there, but again, you see the roads are damp. Could be a little bit on the slippery side in some areas as well, especially the overpasses, so just be careful on that when you're out and about. Walker's Line looking in pretty good shape, but building up as you would expect, and by the Ford Plan, it's still busy. Has been for most of the morning. Up by Pearson Airport, traffic's moving along in good shape. 401 Allen Road South looking all right, and 401 east of Bayview Avenue. Again, traffic's moving along in good shape in Toronto. So it's been a good start to the days here. Let's hope it stays that way. So what's happening today? We'll see some partly clear skies, but there is a little system going by us which could bring some rain into the afternoon, or basically off and on through a good chunk of the day today. But temperatures are still going to be more or less what they were yesterday, 4, 5, 6 degrees above seasonal. As we get into tomorrow, though, more of a northerly flow of air comes, and another system that will be with us, or a couple of systems, Wednesday, Thursday, could bring us some mixed conditions, meaning some flurries and or some showers, depending on the temperature, because, again, the temperature is sliding down back to more seasonal conditions in around the freezing mark. Right now, though, not too bad out there, 2, 3 degrees, depending on where you are. Your Tuesday planner could see some rain, but we're also looking for some sun and some partly cloudy conditions out there. Your evening commute should be not too bad out there at all. Still a good temperature, 4 or 5 degrees above seasonal, and the extended forecast shows temperature sliding off here as we get into next week, back to a little bit below seasonal. But until then, not too bad out there. That's it for now.
7 degrees.
Yeah, I'm kind of liking seeing the plus temperatures.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
It has.
Way too long. It felt really cold so far. All right. Some mysterious messages from the ancient past could soon be uncovered.
Scientists in Norway are closely examining the oldest dated rune stone, which was discovered a couple of years ago. So runes were used to kickstart Germanic writing, and they were pretty common into the Middle Ages in Scandinavia. So researchers are now focused on reassembling these pieces and translating the runes. They say the stone may have once marked a single grave, but it might have been broken up over time. Many of the markings are hard to decipher, but one appears to be the name of a woman. Another could provide evidence of the earliest known female rune inscriber who left her mark on the stone. The stone is one of the chunks from a bigger slab, which is roughly 2,000 years old.
That's cool. That's
Those are really
interesting.
old tablets.
Really old tablets. Runestone cowboy. All right, stay with us. More to come after the break.